talking about a variety of topics because Joy Woodward, one of our dear friends and one of our top fans, is saying in comments, yes, tomorrow is May the 4th be with you. So if you are a hardcore Star Wars nerd, and there is nothing wrong with that, our Sabrina is. She's like as hardcore as they come. Andy Wheeler is one too. We're going to do something special for you guys tomorrow to celebrate uh, Star Wars, where we are celebrating the art and the craft, and it is exactly that of project management. And we are lucky to have Dan Camacho, who is going to talk to us about the project management conference that's going on right now. Dan, Hafaday, and good morning.
Morning, morning. How's everybody?
We're doing good, man. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're really happy to have you. And it looks like you're out on the water this morning.
you know, once a Navy man, always a Navy man.
There you go. You've always had the desire to serve and everything, and that commitment and that passion continues right now because you're trying to help people get better at project management and everything. And I kind of alluded to it earlier when we started the show. A lot of people don't realize how difficult or how essential project management is to organizations of a variety of sizes and scopes and scales. So maybe just talk about what some of the um, perceptions or misconceptions of project management are here and what this conference hopes to bring to the table in that regard.
Sure. So project management, I mean, it's usually slid under the table because everybody thinks that you just do a project, you have a manager, you have some guys that help you out in the project, and then that's it. But there's all kinds of tools and techniques that are involved, like conflict resolution, um, putting the project together, the project charter, putting all the documents together to make sure everything's good and legit. And that brings us to the conference we're having. So the conference we're having, I mean, we're focusing on the name of the conference is Project Management in Action, and it's redesigning community amidst a pandemic. So basically, what our conference is trying to bring together is, for project managers out there, how were they able to survive during this pandemic? Because this pandemic is new for everybody. I mean, it's not something that you normally plan for, and then amidst all these things with the lockdown and people not being able to come in and out, it became it became hard for a lot of project managers. So the conference we're trying to put together, and we have some good speakers. We have the Lieutenant Governor coming in, Joshua Tenorio. We have Tito Castro from Docomo Pacific, his director over there.
Oh, I know
We
Tito.
have
He's a good guy. He's doing good stuff with like enterprise tech over there. Yeah, it's a good guy.
yeah, yeah, and he's teaching at UOG also. And then we have Joe Pereira, but most people know him from as Joe Guam.
Oh yeah,
So
Joe
he's a
Guam.
project. Yeah, and then we have Daphne Leon Guerrero, who's also she's an HR director for Citadel Companies, deals with petroleum and gas. She's also a teacher at UOG, so professor. So she's going to be there. And then among that, on top of that, we had a co-sponsor with AGA, which is the Professional for Accountants, who are giving out CPE credits. So if you have a PMP certification and you need those CPE credits, we're giving 3 hours of CPE credits for the conference itself. So I mean, it's a
Outstanding.
good deal for all around. So I
Well,
mean, we hope
and
everybody.
Dan, if I can ask you, because I mean, I think it's wonderful that you've got to. Is our Lieutenant Governor, is Josh Nero giving like the keynote address, or is he being one of the presenters? Because he, by nature of the work that he does and everything like that, he's got to manage a lot of projects. He oversees like a lot of meetings, sits on a lot of commissions, and um, among them, he's dealing a lot with like the homeless thing. And what we learned as project managers last year, and he even heavily emphasized this point, was that traditional project management means that you have to plan and forecast and budget for specific times and specific dates and hitting milestones and things like that, and you always try and factor in like a little bit of ambiguity or like wiggle room. Just somebody may call in sick, there's slippage on a project, what have you. But last year was so challenging because we honestly didn't know what the world was going to be like one day to the next, and that made it unbearably difficult for some people.
Yeah. So we have three main topics. So one's the overview on certifications and project management. There's teamwork and collaboration, decision making, and leadership. So what we keyed in with the lieutenant governor is basically decision making and leadership. And to put in what he can to how he worked out during the pandemic and all the lockdowns and stuff. But we wanted to emphasize, project management is big on team unity and team so we didn't want to, like, I know he's the lieutenant governor. He's a great, he's a great guy, and he's a great person. He's doing right for the island. But I didn't want to focus on one person. I wanted to focus on the entire team.
Sure,
So
sure.
he's going to be one of the presenters, one of the 4 presenters. But he's close to the last one, just to bring it all in.
Well, it is a fantastic lineup of speakers, and certainly what they've been able to learn, and probably like learn from, trying to come up with innovative solutions and get creative, and like what a lot of us did is we tried a bunch of different things. Some of them failed, some of them succeeded, and everything like that. But we learn from that, and we go forward with that knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. So we just want to pass that knowledge on, because we believe that the best reaction to an action is knowledge and education. So as long as we can know how to adjust from people that had actual experience doing it, then we can fix what we're doing moving forward. So that's our goal.
Okay, Dan, who would you say is your target audience for this? Because obviously people that are working currently in project management would be like, your number one audience and everything. But I can also see the lessons and, and as you said, the knowledge that's going to be discussed in your conference and everything towards, federal contractors. And admittedly, like a lot of project managers that I know, their work is basically just like stopped for the last year. Like, I know I have some friends who work in the tech industry, and they say, our product cycles basically got held up, and, we're not working on Gmail anymore. We can't make, like we stopped producing like the next version of Windows because, like we're not in the office, and we basically got stymied. So I can also see like teachers, being able to glean a lot of information from this and everything like that. So who all should attend?
Well, in the beginning, our target audience was, people that are still going to school and people that are just starting out in the project management. But as we started building this together, we realized that, there's a lot of project managers that, weren't able to work and weren't able to do. So now our focus for both academics and, project managers that got affected by the COVID, and how to re-implement the right processes, the right tools and techniques to get back on their feet. Because the worst thing we want to do is lose stuff from the economy. We want to expand it. So the more projects we have, the bigger the economic expansion. So that's where we're headed towards. So academics and both project managers that got affected by COVID.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great way to spend a morning. It's tomorrow, May 4th, starting at 8:30 in the morning until 12. You do have to register, and we've got the Zoom link here. It's projectmanagementconference.eventbrite.com. Dan, is there any cost in everything if students or employees, if anybody would like to attend?
There's no cost. It's free to enter. We're welcome for anybody to join. So
free, my favorite 4-letter word.
Yeah, the more they come, the better, because there's no use in having knowledge if you can't share it. So that's what we're aiming towards.
Okay, you were mentioning kind of like before we came back on the air that your own work, if you don't mind me sharing, is you've also done some coursework in project management, and would you agree that maybe it's a little bit more difficult putting into practice when you're actually like doing it? It's not an easy discipline. It is a rigid science that you have to be really, really good at.
Yeah. So I was in the Navy, and we did a lot of projects and stuff. And so as soon as I made it I started getting in charge of all these projects, and coming from Guam, never having to deal with it straight out of high school, never have to deal with anything. It was very problematic for me, especially trying to integrate. They gave us books and personal qualification standards, we call it PQS, but they gave us and push us in the right direction. But it was always it's always hard to put academics into real life scenarios. So, but going through that experience and then now taking the course, I can see the coordination, the implementation of using the academics and the books. They do give the right tools and techniques, and you have the great, the support, like the AGA, the other PMP certified, employees and stuff to help you, push you along and help you. It's a family. That's what I learned, during this course, that it's a family, that just because you get certified doesn't mean you're just by yourself. You could always reach out to somebody for help along the way.
This is a fantastic opportunity for students. When I was going to UOG and I was a business major, this was a required course. There was like project management and logistics. And again, we thought it was, oh, okay, well, that's going to be like an easy course. And it was actually Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez, when she first came back to the island, that was the first class she taught. And it was very challenging, but Dr. Enriquez is a fantastic instructor. And she really laid it out well. But yeah, this is something very, very worthwhile. And I would say regardless of whatever industry you're in, you may be military, nonprofit, private sector, education sector, government, what have you, and everything like that. There are lessons that you're going to take away from this that will make you a better professional.
Exactly. And that's what we hope to produce out of coming out of this conference, is that people are more enlightened in both project management, and the project managers are more enlightened how to coordinate through this COVID
and
situation.
Of course, if you need those CPEs, this is a great way to get them.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So Dan, final word and everything like that. What's your final invite or your final push? Why people should attend this wonderful event?
Well, I mean, besides being, initially everybody's a project manager, whether you're, working at Taco Bell or you're working at a big, CEO of a big company. Everybody has projects, and you can always learn how to tweak stuff to better both your company and yourself. And it comes at the end of the day, the more you experience it, the better you get. So I mean, we want to push everybody to come and join the conference so that everybody can learn together. And the bigger the conference, the bigger the team, the bigger the family.
Exactly. Well, final thought. Our buddy Dave De La Sola, he's the director, of course, of the Department of Labor here on the island, and he always emphasizes that especially these times, ramp up your skill set, maybe take on take on a new vocation, everything like that. This is a perfect way to do that. This is a unbelievable arrow that you can have in your quill as you help bring the island back to prosperity and everything. So Dan, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate what you're doing. I'm gonna pop in there because I need to get sharper on my project management skills too. It's been a while.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Jason. Thanks everybody at KUM, Chris, Sabrina, everybody down there. We appreciate you bringing us on and giving us the time to just to let everybody know.
All right, hey man. Whenever we've got really, really good people here on the island doing really good events, and they've got really cool virtual backgrounds and everything. We'd love to have you on the show, man. So come back anytime.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
All right. And please stay tuned, everybody, because we will be back with more Link right after this.
GU Self Storage, conveniently located